First time seeing leaves that have really changed colors. Later, we have made it to Colorado.
That is harder to get 2 shots off. That is tough.
Oh yeah. Shooting. This is so cool. That's the nail them both. There you go. There it is.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You gotta be from Texas, or at least have lived there for 5 years.
You can do. Dang.
I bet you, if I gave him the hat, it would change things.
I'm good.
So while everybody's kind of hanging out here, I want to talk about 2 things real quick. One, I just find it so cool, and the reason why I even want to come up on a trip like this, even though I don't have a tag to hunt, you got myself, who is an entrepreneur. You have people in my family that are lawyers, teachers, pastors, retired engineers, and we all get together, have conversations about religion, politics, the world, and it's just so many fascinating conversations and different perspectives that we get to share with one another that we just don't get to do very often. So it's really cool to get to come up here and have all these conversations with family and just bond over our agreements and disagreements and so many different things. We have a really, really fun time. Even just the drive up here was so enjoyable.
We were talking about how there's the whole subject of like just not being able to touch and feel God and just to prove He exists, you know, and be able to see Him and touch Him and feel like I got to put I think it was Jordan Peterson. If you have a table and you can touch and feel that table, you know the table exists. But you know what else you know exists? You know the carpenter that built it exists. But you're not touching and feeling Him. But you know He exists because He has to, because otherwise the table wouldn't exist. And so we know God exists because we are literally sitting on His creation. Like, it wouldn't be here without it.
There can't be information without somebody who made the information.
Yeah.
Well, then they say, then who created God? And that's just where they get caught up in it. And they just can't wrap their mind around the fact that God has ever existed.
Who created God is, so, because one of the first, like, apologetic premises is the argument of, like, everything that has a beginning has a cause.
Right.
The earth has a beginning, therefore the earth has a cause. And the whole premise of who created God, well, God does not have a beginning. It's forever existed. And there's some theories that the earth has forever existed, right? But we know, I mean, science is pretty well established at this point that we know, like, the earth had to have a beginning. Like, it had to have had a beginning.
Right.
And that's like, I mean, there's probably some debate still within the scientific community, but the general, like, largely consensus within science is that the earth had a beginning.
Right.
God did not have a beginning, therefore he does not need a cause.
Yeah. And I just think people have a hard time wrapping their mind around that.
Which is interesting because scientific theories have said, like, the earth could have existed forever. Again, we know based on other science at this point that's not true.
Right.
But, like, people would be willing to accept that.
Yeah.
The earth's forever existed.
Yeah. I think it really just comes down to, like we said, pride. It comes down to pride and people's desire to want to sin and not feel bad about it. That's really it.
Whoa, these stages are like big.
Yeah, these are huge. What
Wow.
is going on?
Yeah, what is going on?
Nobody's been up here in 2 years. That's what's
Right?
going on.
Nobody pulled in all of Colorado. All right.
And we made it to the spot, getting the camper set up. This is one of our campers here. This is a 2001 fifth wheel. So to all the people out there that say that RVs won't last that long, 2001 works great for us, gets the job done. It's not our every camping trip camper, but definitely hunting and anything where we want something that we don't care is going to get beat up. This is the go-to right here. Does well. And getting all set up out here to go find us a deer. We saw over 10 deer as we were driving in, so hopefully that's a good sign. But we got a buck tag and we did not see any bucks yet. And for people coming from my RV audience, you can see here we got two 20-plus-year-old RVs. This one here is about 25 years old almost, and they're not perfect. They definitely have some flaws and stuff, but they're still getting the job done for when we need them for trips like this. So RVs definitely can last this long if you take care of them. I'll show you the inside here. This is a 22 RK from Tahoe. I don't even think Tahoe is a brand that exists anymore today. But very standard RV floor plan here. They still make these floor plans to this day pretty much. Got your table that makes into a bed. We utilize every bed space in here. And then you got the steps up into the bed there with your bathroom in the middle. About 25 years old and it still works. Still does what we need it to do. We got another one here almost just as old. And look at that. You just can't beat that. And I just wanted to throw that in there for the people that ask about how long RVs will last, and then also people that just say RVs won't last, because we got a couple 25-year-old RVs out here doing their thing, still holding up. Come here, Zay. Go. Ready? Go get it. Zay. Hey. Oh, she didn't see it. Go. Over. Go get it. There she goes. Oh, will she find it? Dang, she didn't see it. Come on. Come on. There it is right there. Oh gosh, that really focused in on my finger. Y'all see it? Right there. We got deer out here. We got one buck tag, so we were looking for buck. I can't tell what that is from here. But there's deer out here though. And we just found another herd. Hunting doesn't start till tomorrow though. The season starts tomorrow, so we gotta just look at them today.
Those are not deer.
They're not deer?
They're red. They're bright red. I'm colorblind. I can see they're bright red.
Not bright red.
Who said those are deer? And here we go. Today is the day. It's a beautiful sunrise. And we are heading out to go get us a deer.
A lot of them.
That is not a good angle for a shot. Yeah, just not a good angle for a shot, man. That is a bummer. He's down here where he took the shot. Just not. There it goes. on the hunt. It is crazy how hard it is to spot these deer out here. My little sister is amazing at it. She has definitely the best eyes in the family. And just listen to how quiet it is out here. Down here, there is a huge group. I don't know if you can see them. But right there. And I don't see any buck in that group. A full day, no success. We saw a lot of doe, saw a few buck, but we did not get one down today. And the sun is about to set, so it looks like we're gonna have to try again in the morning. Back the next morning, and this is where we got our shot yesterday, and one of the bucks was kind of hanging out in this gully I'm about to approach right here. So we're walking them. My dad, the shooter, is all the way up here, so gotta be a little careful, but I'm gonna double check this area, make sure there's nothing that we're missing that you just can't see because of how it drops down into here. And there's just this huge gully down here that deer can be hanging out in that you would never see if you don't just get down here and walk it. So we're gonna make sure there's nothing down here. But beautiful morning for day 2.
It's just going on wrong.
On the wrong direction. Wow, that is a big buck. Private land, walking the wrong direction. And we did not get anything. We got a few opportunities, but my dad was the only person with a tag, so he was the only one that could take a shot. And when we came across bucks, he was just not in a great position. He did get a few shots off, but never made contact with any of the deer that he attempted to take down. And we are leaving empty-handed, which is crazy because this is the first time that has ever happened in about 15 years of us hunting at this location.
Except that, break.
Say, hey.
Break.
Yep.
Left turn.
Yep. Yep. You're good. Got to always check the lights before you leave. Well, we are going home without a deer, unfortunately, but it was still a great trip. And, you know, a lot of people might view this as we're going home unsuccessful. I think I view success right now on this trip as just the depth of the memories that were made. Definitely some really core memories on this trip and a lot of bonding with family. And that's what this trip was all about for me. And I call that a successful trip. So really thrilled that I got to come out here, even though we didn't get anything. And it was a lot of fun. I encourage you to go out and try stuff like this yourself. That's what living firmly unbound is all about. So that's all I got. Until next time, live firmly unbound.